Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Rustoria Base Invaders, the NA event, and it's 5-mans. Today in the booth, I'm Ped, I'm joined by Y-Guy. How we doing, Y-Guy?
Good. How we doing, boys?
Myself, I'm doing very good. Very warm day today in England. Hopefully I'm warmed up as well by the exceptional play from our players this evening. I'm sure we'll be seeing some players returning from our EU event earlier on today. We always seem to get the same sort of gist, but today 5-mans, it's one that we haven't yet seen in the past couple of weeks, months. Are you excited, Y-Guy? Are you excited to see the action?
Yeah, super excited. I've only been able to join one of these events before, so it's going to be cool to see who wins this one. And it's definitely hot here over in Southern California.
Yeah. Well, you guys over in America, you're used to it. In England, we get one patch of sun every now and then, and when we get it, we don't like it. But some
Yeah,
alright looking bases. I mean, obviously, there's still with 5-mans. You haven't got too many builders, but you've got enough. And usually, you see with the higher numbers, the bigger bases, the stronger bases, and they're always done in a quick amount of time. But there's 3 strong bases here, 3 strong teams as well. Capybara and the best, always finishing in that top 10 when we see them play. 2 very strong teams there. Mid's one that we haven't seen before, though. Interesting base design. And I'm not sure if you're familiar, Y-Guy, with the terminology that I use to describe the inside of the bases, most of the bases either way on Rust. I like to call it the deal or no deal base, where you have to guess the correct door to find the TC with a lot of the honeycomb door bases.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like they're already going deep on mid too, and that's exciting.
Yeah, only in the attack phase as well. It's always good to get yourselves inside the base of an opponent. It's always nice to see, nice to be there as well. You often see them get raided quite early on, in the raid phase, because if you can already hold down the fort in the attack phase, in the very beginning of the attack phase as well, then there's nothing to say that you're not going to be able to take it all the way and eventually, well, get the raid straight away. Nevertheless, some PvP action though, in the distance. Shots coming in left and right, both sides attacking at each other, and it will be interesting as well because we often see the strongest killers, with the points especially on the top right there, you can see the points on the leaderboard. You can see which teams are going out and getting the kills, and usually the team that are going out and getting the kills at the start are the team that will have a very strong finish at the end, because if their PvP is there before the raid phase, then no doubt it'll be there when the raid phase hits.
Yeah, especially if they're already into the bed level, holding off the people from even spawning and completing the bases.
Yeah, and that's the thing that mid need to make sure that they can try and do. Get the best out of their base. Obviously, the best are a team that we've had returning consistently over the past couple of weeks. A team that have been performing incredibly well as well, PvP-wise and defences. I think the best had a very good defence 2 weeks ago, if I remember rightly. So again, this time they're going for a more aggressive approach. They're sat in someone's base, which is a new one for them. And mid, they need to get the base finished. They have not got much of a roof defence going on. It's pretty plain. I think their compound's completed, and they do have a strong shell of a base, but they need to get that roof defence on to defend it properly. Otherwise, they are fresh meat as soon as that raid phase comes on. And that's when all the boom starts hitting. That's when you start getting the excitement of the game come into play. Capybara, though, they've still got a wooden upper part of their base. They've got the nice log stack there. They would be looking probably to get that into metal before the attack phase ends. Otherwise, they might get an easy hit. But I assume they are smelting the iron there, ready to get it upgraded to reinforced iron. Or just, iron at the top there. But nevertheless, 3 strong bases. Mid, though, they do need to catch on. But we will be moving now down to the bottom right corner. Seeing if there's any more action, seeing if there's any familiar faces as well. It's always good to see the familiar faces, the people that we've seen in the past. It's always good to have a little gander to see if they've come back again, and if they have came back, how well are they doing. More PvP action on the roof, but again, though, Y-Guy, another base we see unfinished. Do you think these bases will be able to be completed by the end of the attack phase?
Yeah, it looks like Nutric also was able to get up on their roof as well. So curious who's going to be taking the heli here.
I mean, you know, looks like the petrol helicopter is there, and it's always interesting to see which team can take them. One week we did have a team that took 3 helis in a row, a hat-trick of helis, and that's very good for the points on the side for the start, but again, the points don't mean nothing in the attack phase. It's only when you get to the raid phase where they start to count, and they usually quite tight at the top. The top 2 at least will be battling it out to get the win, but I do believe the last week EU tournament that we did was not as close as usual. But there we go. Ordor is the player who ended up, or the team that ended up taking the heli down, the team that'll be getting the points in the crates. So it is quite far away from home though, so they might have a bit of trouble getting to it without a fight. So that'll be interesting to see. Obviously, you can see at the top of the hill there, another team's also looking to push down, as it does seem to be closer to their front door. Looks like it's going to be a race between the two sides to get to the helicopter. You've got Ordor running down on the bottom left side.
Yeah, it looks like Ada doesn't even have vision on the heli as well, so it's going to be really difficult to push up and over that hill to be able to finally get some coverage on the heli.
Yeah, they've got the low ground at the moment. The low ground's never the ideal spot to be, especially when you're trying to get some kills off as well, get some shots off and protect yourself. It's not the greatest place to be. So they might have a bit of a problem where they are at the moment. But you never know. They could surprise us and get the good old helicopter, which does, gives you points, gives you gear. It is a nice thing to have at the start. There's Jelen there on an 8-kill streak. Jelen, a player that we've also seen in the past weeks. Getting kill streaks, so he's consistent with the kills, and he's one to watch, especially when moving later on into the game. That's when it's going to start to count even more.
Looks like Ada is making that push over to get some vision on the heli, but still have a little bit of ways. Oh.
Yeah.
Hopefully they brought enough walls to keep pushing this.
Yeah, but it does seem though that they're not going to be able to get it without a fight. They will have to battle themselves all the way through. They want to get to eventually where they want to be, which is the point, which is the helicopter. And you never know. But we're going to be looking to see if we can find the answer to that question. But here we go. Great kill there. Ordor getting taken down in numbers here. And it does seem like Ordor might have just lost the helicopter, but there's still a long time left to go for this helicopter. Both teams still pushing in. And Saskia, though, did just get a very important couple of kills there to keep themselves close to it. Oh, but then Yorick as well, making the push in there. And Yorick might just steal it from everybody whilst they're having a fight. Saskia trying to hold off this single Yorick player. And I mean, his name is Solo, so it's all in the name here. But again, though, it's Saskia are also trying to hold off Ordor as well, so they are two-timing it here from both sides. But it does look like Saskia will take down Solo and now close in on the helicopter. And it does seem like the points will be going to them. Jelen now on a 15-kill streak, putting his team at the top, 28 points at the leaderboard, even further ahead than Saskia if they get this helicopter when the fire dies down a slight bit. The aim of this game is always to get the gear, get the points, get the compound up, get the base built, get the base strengthened, and there's still going to be teams in the attack phase, as we see every week, who are still rushing to finish the base off, finishing the base, but This team now they look confident. You know, they're all pushing out. They don't really need to look at the base at the moment. So they are confident in their own base ability, and they're here ready to take all the crates and put themselves at the top of the leaderboard. Or well, not the top of the leaderboard, but near enough the top of the leaderboard with the points they will get from this. And again, they're getting shot again now from the roof of somebody else's base, and that's quite a long distance away as well. So it'll be interesting to see if any kills can be made and connected from such a long way away.
Looks like Zaxit took second place from pulling in those heli points. While still giving some pretty good pressure to Nurik.
Yeah. Well, Yorick, they were going for it, but they didn't have much of a chance. And their base isn't looking too strong either. Still got stone in the middle, and the outside looks a bit of a shit show. They haven't. Oh, this is QQ. Okay, that would make a lot of sense. Yorick are on the ceiling. They are making sure this base doesn't get complete. And there's Nurik over there, it seems, with Haxa. I was going to say, Nurik are a team that I remember very well. I know the names. The names stick in my head week in, week out. I remember a lot of these players. I think I've done the last two or three, maybe. The last three events I think I've done. Some of these names ring a bell. Some of them return every week. Some of them, you know, miss a week, come back a week, you know. But Boomshake and Hixar do ring a bell to me. And their base, obviously, it's a bit messy, but a bit less messy. Nice, simple roof design. Got the peak point so no one climbs up below them. Got the turrets set there as well. You know, they're laughing at the moment. They've got a nice base going. But again, you know, you never really know what's going to happen until you move into the raid phase. And there's Zhao. And Zhao's a real hard hitter. We see him week in, week out. He's playing under Ordor today. I think he changes teams every week. His team seems to be named a different name, but Zhao was a player we've seen last week, the week before, performing very well with the kills. You know, he was doing really good work with shooting and killing people. Very good aggressive player for his team, but it depends if his team can defend whilst he goes and helps the offensive. That's the key here. Getting the right mix of players, getting the right balance. You want good attackers, you need good defenders. And some teams only have one, which is why you see teams finishing the event not first, but you know, they can finish the event, but they've had no raids and just 4 defenses, 5 defenses. And you know, they get the kills, so they still stay up there, but they haven't really gone out and attacked. And sometimes that works, you know, sometimes, you know, you can have a team that a complete attack or complete defense, and it'll work out in the end. But other times, you know, majority of the time, you're not going to have that. As we see, a lot of teams around the area. Get back seem to be the ones with the most to the takeover, but Moulding are also there, so we are going to see a fight come off here. Santa also making an appearance. Santa, a team we seem to see quite often as well. I wonder if Bradley's been around.
Yeah, looks like Bradley's taken, and looks like Moulding has pretty good control of it.
Yeah, TT has taken down the good old Bradley. Helicopter's just gone down as well somewhere. Mario, single Santa player, just 1-on-1 in, well, then again, 1-on-3 in this Malding side. Purple is looking to shoot at him from the top of the build, and Danny closer to him in the front. Shots flying in though, as Mario is able to escape. Trying to get back to his Luigi. Is eventually taken out. Oh no, that was Mario. Someone was taken out from Santa though, and now Santa seems to be making a push towards this XD Titanium. Making his way forward as well. Danny decides to make a tactical decision and move back. Does not fancy the 2 players. They want to make sure they take Bradley and the whole of Bradley. Yeah, just sat there chilling himself out. Oh, and XD Titanium is taken out by Danny. And now Mario's left to face it again. Another 15 kill streak though, and Yorick this time with the kill streak. And these kill streaks, you get a lot to know about these players. You'll see at the end, if they make the end anyway, if they can survive the whole tournament, you'll see at the end the kills these specific players will be higher than the rest of the team. They'll be the people who go out there and kill people for their team. You know, they're the strongest player. And sometimes that is really, really effective. More Santa and Moulding action here. Moore's trying to hide behind that rock. He has got good coverage, but I'm sure Danny won't give up on getting a kill here. I'm sure he will push as hard as he can for as long as he can.
Mario protecting him from the missile.
Danny this time taking shots. Mario's got the high ground now on Danny. So Mario will be looking to try and finish him off, but Danny is hiding behind the slight hill there in the ground, just trying to get himself some coverage and make sure he doesn't get killed. But here we go, shot still flying in from Mario. Danny looking to retain fire now, Mario getting hit there. But again, you know, it doesn't look like a kill will happen here. It just seems like it's a bit of a cat and mouse sort of situation. No one's going to end up killing each other until later on. Maybe though, maybe the fire will continue. It will be like a game of cat and mouse until one person can hit the shots perfectly well. And then a player will end up dead at the end of it.
Well, Maulding dead after only looting what looks like 2 crates on the Bradley site.
Yeah, Santa trying to push in though. Danny still keeping himself alive. As one of the Santa members again takes another death. But Moulding do have some people still there. Purple is still in the building in the centre. He's just chilling. Looks like Reptors might come and strengthen the force up front. Finish off the crates at Bradley. Nevertheless though, Damon's coming in. Mario's also coming. So it'll be interesting to see. You know, all the teams starting to come on the board now as well. It'll be interesting to see who will take that last crate. Whether Danny will go for a push. He is now back up to near enough full health, so it'll be interesting. But nevertheless, we will move on. Action has died down a bit there. And oh, here's Messi, another team we've seen previously. Oh, Big Pepite. In a different name today. Get Back, another player that I remember and is there quite a lot. And O Deposit as well. Does seem like a lot of teams are on a lot of bases here. A lot of teams are pushing onto each other, onto the ceilings, onto the roofs, just getting in each other's face, getting annoying, being annoying to their opponents, trying to piss them off before the game starts. That's usually what we get happening in these events. You know, you just try to cause your opponents and your enemies the most inconvenient situation possible so you can easily take them down. Now, as we see, Do Deposit, or Do Deposit, sat there. The base looking very strong. All metal, all reinforced. Roof defences there. Looking to go and fight Get Back here. 2 very strong teams actually. And it looks like Jalen's on somebody else's base here. Maybe GG it seemed. Oh, good kill there though. Do Deposit taking out Big Pappy too. Very close one as well. Nearly there getting taken out himself, but he just good old one-on-one. Nice little kill. But that base is not complete. And it seems like Jalen's going to make sure it doesn't get complete. As I do believe that's GG's base, or Messi's base. It's definitely not his own. Maybe it isn't the base at all. Mongol. But the team has logged offline. They are not playing, so I guess he's just using it for some extra coverage, some extra cover. Looks for an easy raid early doors. Always good to have. Extra points on the board. Do Deposit at the moment. They are running away already. 62 points. They are looking very strong. It'll be interesting to see if they can keep that going all the way through the event. Obviously, there's an hour and 30 minutes of the raid phase to come up soon. Here comes the 3rd patrol helicopter. See if anyone can take it down.
And looks like Dude Deposit did just get the heli a few minutes before us coming over here to probably throw them up to first place. But getting a lot of firepower from Messi.
Yeah, I mean, we're always looking to get those extra points on the board. That's probably why they've jumped up in points so much. Big Pappy T though, he's looking to take on these guys first on. I see Ed Tripler in there, another player we see often. Eclipse as well. This looks like the is it the RNC team? Some familiar names. It looks a bit like some RNC players in there. And then you also then have Jelen. So it's a very strong side. I must admit, seeing those players, like some of the names there are very big names, top 5 names you see consistently, and they put them together, which means their team could do some serious damage in this tournament and maybe win the money in the end of the day. But again, that base being used as a shooting range at the moment onto Messi's base. Do Deposit are there. Oh, Kofaxius.
Looks like this base has turned into a King of the Hill type of situation where both teams will be pushing in towards and trying to control whoever has power on that base. Which
Yeah,
looks like Dude Deposit does have it.
and I wouldn't be surprised if Do Deposit and Messi made that team quit. I mean, when you've got a team like Do Deposit right outside your doorstep, it's not a good tournament. Maybe they just thought, you know what, we're fucked. We're not going to be able to survive this. We've got 2 great teams sat next to us. We'll just leave this one, not waste our time. And that seems to be what they've done. And now Do Deposit have taken control of it, and they're looking to use it now to have good shooting means onto Messi's base. But Messi and Do Deposit will be an interesting back and forth, I think. I don't really see either team going anywhere until one of them has been removed. But then there also is a team up on the right there on the hill, so it'll be interesting to see because they have the high ground. Get back as they have the high ground over, well, right over, in fact, Do Deposit. They are right next to them, so it seems it's going to be like a freeway fighting going on, if you will. And I think Do Deposit need to be careful here because they might be getting themselves double raided as they're jammed in between Messi, they're jammed in between Get Back, and maybe both of those teams will make a push. Some very, very close teams there. They are situated quite near together. And then, you know, there's the few, like the one at the bottom there, H22, I think, which is just completely out of the way, completely in the middle of nowhere. Probably not going to get raided the entire event. Nevertheless, you know, they're still in it to win it. Chopper coming for this one, though. Waiting outside the door, ready to get themselves in, to get some kills. The kill on the roof there, as one player falls down to his death.
Looks like Bruget hasn't been having much success getting some points or kills on the board, since they're only sitting on 1 point right now. And remaining at 1 point.
Yeah, sometimes you have the teams that keep themselves to themselves. They just try to build, they just try to get their base finished, but this base doesn't seem to be anywhere near finished at the moment. There's no doors in sight. Oh, there we go. Eventually, we do see some garage doors, but again, this team seems like dead meat. They are getting doors placed down very late notice, 5 minutes until the raid phase. But Chopper are right on their tail, looking for some easy points to get themselves onto the board properly. Well, this is a very interesting base. And does seem like they won't be lasting very much longer.
No, with only 5 minutes left of the attack phase, looks like this with only a few doors left to TC is going to be a... But no TC in sight. So this could be an interesting... could be a very interesting raid.
Well, interesting is one way to put it. Fast and easy is another.
Yeah.
I think that's the most underdone base I've seen in base invaders so far in my time here casting. So, you know, there's definitely a new one. Oh, there's Jamesy. He's here every week. Usually here for both events every week as well. The guy can't get away from Rustoria base invaders. But again, that's another player consistently performing for whichever team he's on, whichever players he's around. This time he's on Ja. Interesting. And their compound is also very interesting there. They haven't got it all upgraded.
Nor furnace is cooking, so might be tough to get it completed.
Seems like a lot of PvP action though. Solana, Ja, and HV abusers. And followers as well over there. Witex, another player we see quite often getting himself on the kill streak, getting himself on the board. I tell you what, seeing some of the names, seeing some of the splits and how the teams are very balanced, I'd say. Some players that we're seeing here in each team. Very interesting, and obviously the new ones as well that are going to bring more to the table. It will be a very close event in the top 10. There will be some, this is my prediction either way, there will be some murder going on, a lot of close chariot racing with the top 5 especially. We did see a couple of weeks ago an event where we thought one team had won, but then when the points had calculated up and they'd gone and we finished the event and they'd all calculated properly, they'd all caught up. The team that was second actually took over first, and that was a very interesting close one. So we might see another one of those today with the teams and how close they are. But it'll be interesting to see how the powerhouse players, will be able to take on each other and see how much damage they can cause to each other. Because obviously, you know, yes, they're the best players in the game, but they're used to their own team dynamic, and a lot of them are split up today. They're playing with different people around them. They're playing with new faces. Maybe not to them, but for the stream and for Rustoria Base Invaders, most definitely. But you know, again, it brings more fun to the table. It definitely makes it a more close event, and it makes this 1 hour and 30 minutes of an attack phase very, very exciting as well, which is exactly what us casters and the people watching want and strive for. So hopefully, when this attack phase runs out, we get ourselves some straight action and some raids straight away. It'll be interesting to see who goes first, but my first guess is the base with no compound and no doors.
Although they are situated at the very bottom end of the map, about 5-10 squares away from anyone else, so as long as that other team could hold up pressure. Looks like we have about 1.5 minutes until the attack phase is over, with due deposit still on the very top with 74 points.
Yeah, and it seems like that's Rapper's base there. Again, a little bit out of the way. They just got the patrol heli, Santa, Rapper, both on the same helicopter there, and oh, it will be Santa who gets the kills and takes the crate. There you go. Santa coming in hot today with the kills. A team that, you know, the first week I seen them, they built a sand castle, or a stone castle. And in the second week, they were PvP gods. They were going around slaughtering people. So it'll be interesting to see what stance they take today with 5 bans. Will they stop and piss around, or will they take it seriously and go for the win? It'll be interesting, because we do see often different sides of Santa when they play. They do keep consistent. The team stays remotely the same. They do look like they've got the first target here in Rapper, so it'll be interesting to see if this is one of the first raids that happens as well. As Santa do look to be getting their positions as we fall into the last 15 seconds of the attack phase. And I've just heard as well, they came third in EU this afternoon, so they've had a very good day. So it does seem like they do take this event seriously, and that they want to get themselves a win. So brilliant stuff from them. Brilliant. Do deposit. GG is gone. And do deposit have already taken the free base. That was there, but again, lots more boom going off, lots more raids. Obviously, the big red circles indicate that someone's getting shot at, and here's the base that we also pretty much guessed that would get taken very quickly, as the base has barely anything left. Chopper will look to take the easy points here. They are sat 5th at the moment. It will take them very much higher indeed. Looking to find the boom, looking to get themselves through the door. I mean, it's not the hardest of raids, it's a pretty simple one. No one's defending it, but we do see this in the air. Oh, they found it. It does seem like this team have built, they've joined onto the wrong game mode. They haven't really gone with a normal base, they've gone with a straightforward base that you could see in normal vanilla Rust, and not in Rustoria base invaders. And their TC was very easy to find, and there you have it. They have been raided.
It looks like 4 teams have already been knocked off within just the first 2 minutes of the raiding phase.
Yeah.
Sadly, looks like it's the 3 teams that have been bullied the most have been already forfeited the title.
Yeah. Oh, Malding looking to take on Rapper, it seems now. We did think it was going to be Santa, but now here come Malding, and Heavy Boom is going onto that sidewall there. And Rapper are just trying to hold on at the moment, but here comes the bombs. And it looks like the entire squad's out for Malding at the moment. I'm not sure if they've left one at home. Danny, I think, is another player we see quite often. Helicopters going up here from Rapper. I don't know what the plan is. And there goes mid. Another team which didn't have much to go with when Buzz Capybara sat on their base, making sure they didn't get themselves any more built up than they already were.
And looks like Grub 1 from Rappa was able to sneak up and take out 2 of the Malding team members.
Looks like
Grub 1 just died.
Yeah, but I mean, he'll have released some pressure on the team, but doesn't mean to say he's done the job, as sleeping bags are most usually placed, and Grub 1 then killed again, picked off. Now, I'm assuming that more boom will fly in their direction very shortly when the Malding team regroup and get themselves back together.
It's like Danny almost made it back, but
Alright. Already a lot of players going ham. I do believe that might be all the teams that are in the event on the right on the sidewall there. A lot of them already gone, which is interesting to see. This is another raid that seems to be moments away from happening. NNS, very interesting base design. And it'll be interesting to see if followers want to make the move into the base here.
I think they're continuing the boom. We still have due deposit with 132 points in first place, but the raiding phase is very volatile, so we could see a lot of points jumping up and down from defending and from raiding.
Yeah. Currently, though, the situation right here, followers maybe looking to push in and get themselves some kills.
And Cloud ready to PvP rocket like a proper gentleman.
Is indeed, but little does he know that. Oh, he's dead. Or did he get downed? I'm not quite sure, but here comes followers and Jar Jar Jar. Jar 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 taking them out. Maybe looking to find the raid here. And followers are trying to respawn quick enough to not get killed, but Jar 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 takes them all out. No problem there. Has a party. It does seem like he needs to probably take out the beds, which he's going to do. He's going to take this for himself now. I think that's Jar Jar Jar's tactic. They're going to steal this raid. It's an easy 40 points, easy way to get up the leaderboard. And Jar 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 will just take it out of their hands and maybe get themselves the first raid here very early on. Which base? This one is Ordor. Oh, defender is Ordor's base. Sasuke, the team. We did see this rivalry early on as well with the patrol helicopter. Now came to the base. This is personal now. It came to a personal matter as they all sit in the same place. And does seem like there's an attempt at a raid on that side of the wall. Compound is down. Sasuke are pushing in. Slow and steady at the moment. Maybe looking to get the shooting floor away so they can stop the shooting down on them.
Looks like Saxit is breaching in. Don't have the shooting floor coverage yet, but still looking around trying to find this TC.
They are one wall away from breaching the base. And they are taking this one away. C4 at the ready. Rocket came in flying there too. A lot of beef is happening there on that floor. And that raid does seem like it's going to take a slight bit more time, so we'll move on down here. Santa, here they are. That's a very scary sight to see outside the door, but they are fighting with all 5 players. Quite risky if they get caught off guard at their own base, but hopefully they I think they plan to go for a fast one here, a fast raid.
It looks like we're already at bed control, and Santa might be able to fully knock out Nurik.
Yeah, Nurik are a great
second place team. Oh, Straffer was able to come in and kill one of the raiders that had already breached the main.
And Rapper taken out by Malding. Quite a quick raid for them. Malding just came right through. There was an attempt to hold them off, but the attempt wasn't great. And, you know, in the end, it does fall to Malding taking the raid, get themselves some points. But again, as I said, top 3 looking very strong at the moment. The deposit taking a hit now. A quite strong hit. And these again, another team, another very strong team, and they're taking hits from back home from Get Back with the high ground.
Looks like Get Back is just able to sit up in their base and rain rockets down. So depending on how much they have, they might be able to fully complete the raid from not even leaving their compound.
Yeah, and I mean, now they're probably going to look to make a push down the hill when they can get an open into the base. And they can just sort it out completely. Now Messi coming from the other side as well. Not looking good at the moment for Do Deposit, and they're getting shot from every direction. It'll take a lot here for them to survive and for them to keep going. Ed Tripler is doing a lot as well for his team there. A lot of kills coming for him. Doing very good. I'm just gonna play out a bit here. As we did say though, this is a very strong team, Do Deposit, a very good mixture of players. But you know, it doesn't matter until they can work on killing everybody.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty hard for Do Deposit to keep their first place position since they're getting hit from both sides here.
Yeah, they are. They are indeed, and that's what I did say though. I said, you know, they're jammed right between these two teams, and I wouldn't be surprised if they get double raided, considering how strong of a team they are. And as I predicted, to be honest, it's happened, and that's what we will start to see. So it should be interesting to see how we get on. Now back to Waldor again. We're getting heavy shot. Does seem like now they might have had some grips on it now. Basket are there, but doesn't seem like they're doing too much.
Yeah, it looks like they're pretty close, if not haven't already successfully countered the raiders. Coming back to Do Deposit, it seems like their whole one side of the base is open. I'm curious to see how the other side is looking, since they are being hit from both sides.
Yeah, we did have a team last week who had pretty much the entirety of their base destroyed, and it took 30 minutes for the raiders to find the TC, despite the base being the most open of all.
And it looks like Do Deposit was able to counter Messi's group. So now it's going to be up to Get Back to try to take them out of their first place position.
Yeah, and the repairs are attempting to come back, but it doesn't look too promising at the moment. Shots still coming in though from these players, looking through the window peaks they've made. But again, Get Back are in such a good position to raid here. Heavy shots coming in, heavy boom, and I'm sure Messi will be back in a second as well.
Looks like Get Back was able to sneak in and throw a few C4, but was killed before finding the TC.
Yeah, and the thing with these bases, there's so many rooms to search, so many different places the TC could be hidden, that it sometimes takes teams so long to find it. But it's just a case of checking every door, or maybe sometimes guessing the right one. But that raid will be going on for quite some time. But now we'll move over to HV Abusers. Seems like the raid was a roof raid, and it seems like it may have slowed down, unless this is not HV Abusers base, which it is. So, seems like there was a roof raid, but it is over now. I will move on.
Looks like we still have about 21 teams left. We should be seeing these numbers start dropping pretty soon.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's 10 to 12 left at the end. It would probably be around right. But you never know. Some teams might hang on to the very end.
Looks like NNS is trying to recover from a very close raid.
Yeah, half their base has been taken away, and they've managed to get themselves back up to some point of decency. But again, they are definitely a target for followers to go and take out.
Looks like Santa was able to breach into the compound. And is going to try to get up and, oh, we're taking the back way. Yeah, it's difficult too because a lot of these times you have multiple teams raiding one base and it's just a rush of who's able to find the TC before the other team.
Heavy fire still, it seems, outside the base of NNS. Santa with the entry, though, in that bottom door there. Followers, though, trying to take back the raid that they once had, and they had a very good push on the raid as well. They were pretty much through the whole base, and then they got taken away by Ja. So, very interesting indeed, and NNS have done good to get their base back to where it is, but they haven't got the most hidden base. So, I wouldn't be surprised if it's quite easy to find the TC in the end. Here we go again. The fight continues. Messi, as I said, back on, do deposit, back shooting again, as we predicted. And do deposit. They don't seem to be able to handle this. Because also, Get Back are getting in there as well. And they're getting back to first place, it seems, so they can push themselves further forward here. And it is a game of deal or no deal. We've seen it every week. Now we're back to it again. Lovely deal or no deal format. Which door will it be behind? Shots still coming in though. Doors still being broken. And the TC will be behind one of them most likely. So it's just a case of searching every door, searching every side, and hoping for the best really, because sometimes it will take you half an hour just to find this TC, sometimes an hour, sometimes not at all. So it is interesting.
Well, and Dude Deposit just came in and killed two of Messi's teammates that were running through the gate there. So they might be able to swing this back with the Black Siemens picking up another kill.
Yeah, they're able to get themselves in. defend it. Here's a turret there, just looking nice and angry at the bottom.
Looks like Dude Deposit did kill Get Back before they were able to find the TC. Now if they're able to keep Get Back from breaching compound again with Messi just on the outside of the walls.
I think the issue that Dude Deposit have is how the high ground for Get Back is so easy for them to just shoot down, rain down the fireworks and the bombs and the boom all at the wall, which it doesn't seem like the TC is on the side of, so at least that's one positive for Do Deposit. But Messi as well, though, they're sandwiching on the other side.
Looks like we have that white countering the raid from Malding, and from what it looks like, it seems like Malding hasn't done too much damage, but this could also be just the beginning of the raid for this base.
Yeah, and it could be the beginning of the end for that white, but nevertheless, HV abusers are also getting themselves in the mix. Their names can be seen. Maybe it was a HV abusers raid as well. Maybe both teams will try and take this team on. Still, though, a lot of teams remaining. Nearly reaching the hour mark, left to go. Still a lot to go. Still a lot to happen there, I believe. Still a lot to be discovered. And Purple on a kill streak there for Moulding, which is happening right in front of your eyes, people. Purple's right there. There's his little name on the left. But here comes HV Abuser coming from the behind, gets Danny. Now I wonder if the communication will be there. I always comment on the communication. Here he is, causing a bit of ruckus there, taking the beds out with his good old digger. And I mean, it's a very smart play. Very, very smart play.
Yeah, it looks like Purplu's the only one left from Malding that's trying to solo raid that white, but has no ladder, it seems, to breach in.
Yeah. But, hey ho. We are... It doesn't look like Moulding will be able to get too much of a footing inside the space just yet, but maybe they can blow minds. A lot of red circles appearing on the map though, so a lot of raids still happening. Moulding maybe getting raided here. Yeah, they are. So there we go. Moulding sent their forces out, and the best were able to take advantage of that. And I wonder where they got in here through the base. It's
Looks like it might be through the roof and through the shooting floor. Looks like they might have landed a scrappy up on the roof.
possibly. I mean, having the best in your base is never the best thing to have.
No, it's
Well,
not.
They're not going to leave you alone now. Well, here we go. Seems like there's the way they got in. Nice little entrance.
Yeah.
And that just shows how fast the events can change.
Looks like they're attempting to seal up, but still have one teammate above them on their up in their peaks.
Yeah. The peaks are smart though. You gotta give it to them, but as I've said, the best are just taking this and holding it down. So far, so good. Only seconds though, only seconds left. Is that the spot of the TC? We are very near the end of the end here. It seems
Yeah,
like
it
they've
looks like,
defended.
yeah, just so close to the TC, but the Raiders were not able to find it. And who knows? They could have blown off every door except for the TC door as well, and may have not been able to find it. But it looks like Malding has been able to defend.
Happened so far, yeah. I mean, it was a very scary moment for them, but they are a strong team, so they managed to get back in time and save the day. Always good to have.
I think again we have 3 teams here. I don't know which base this is ahead of us. It might be Nurik or Squad W's. But we do have Capybara coming in for the raid.
Capybara, again. Capybara, a very strong team. We've seen them all the time, really, Capybara. They're always here raiding. Now Nurik are getting hit again. I believe we did see Nurik getting hit as well earlier. And now, you know, walls are flying down. And this messy looking roof defense is about to be taken away. They've already lost a lot of the interior of their base. Not a lot left to see. Not a lot left to look inside and around. But you never know.
Looks like Nurik is making a huge flank around, trying to see if he could sneak up behind Capybara. Maybe defend yet another raid.
Indeed. And I mean, these teams so far really do.
Two takes out one. I think we're going to have a 1v1 here with Nikita and Solo.
Yeah, the players again love to cause some murder.
Looks like Solo pushing out has stopped the raid for a little bit. Looks like he's trying to funnel Nikita. Make Nikita have only way to push in is by being in view of the raid base. Or of Nurik's base.
Yeah, they are. They're pushing in. Oh, and NNS finally going to follow as a raid that has been happening for ages. Finally completed. There was what seems to be the TC. Another team. Well, another one bites the dust. 20 teams, it looks like, remain in the list there. So, will be interesting.
And followers taking that raid right there and getting the TC actually threw them up to second place, just barely behind due deposit. Looks like Choppa's starting to raid into HV abusers.
Yeah, boom flying in here, left, right, and centre. No one looking to make a stop at the moment. But again, it could be one of those raids where they get into the base and then all of a sudden it finishes. It could very well be one of those.
Looks like HV has made it up to the roof and is now going to start to try to defend from Choppa. Looks like they're doing pretty good.
Yeah, so far. But HV Abusers, though, they're defending well. A team, you know, they're strong. They've got a very close to a blowing up chopper on the roof. Not quite sure what that's for. Maybe special effect, the smoke and, you know, the clouds created from it. Maybe that's the effect they're going for there. But nevertheless, Chopper making the way into the base, looking to find, again, what seems to be a deal or no deal style base. Shots coming in from all sides, though. HV Abusers now taking out Chopper. But there came Ja again, popping their name up in a different team's raid.
And Choppa's being picked off one by one right now. But still having two of them inside the base. It looks like HV Abuser was able to come in and kill the two that breached into their core. Yeah, excellent defense by HV Abusers.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, they are a strong team, as we did say. His followers, another very strong team. You know, there's as I said as well earlier on in the event, there's some very good teams here tonight. Some very good teams who will cause problems and they'll make sure teams have a hard time, especially some of the new teams that we see play today. You maybe haven't done so well in their first event, but hopefully they come back, they improve, and then you know you never know where they'll end up. But here's another raid happening.
Yeah, it looks like Oxid is getting hit right now from Squad W. With one of their members already dead outside.
Again, you know, the squad's pushing up the hill, looking to get that, but Oxford have the high ground. They will always be able to shoot down.
You know, and honestly, Squad has a little bit of a disadvantage here because most of the raids we've been seeing tonight has been from multiple teams hitting one base at a time, but this is one team versus the other with home player's advantage. So looks like Oxid's able to come in and take out Squad with what seems like only one of Squad W's members is, yeah, only one left so far. Oxid's sneaking up on Suicide W. Who's trying to heal up right now.
Yeah. Oxford though, pushing out, killing some people.
Looks like Oxid was able to defend this raid here.
You gotta give it to them. They did hold off, and that's what we're gonna see a lot of teams do. A lot more teams today actually holding off against other raiders.
Yeah, like what we've seen earlier. Now we have Squad W right after losing the raid attempt on Oxid is now getting pounded by Leonce.
Yeah, voice crack. Leonce, a team that we haven't seen at all yet any action from, but you know they are sat there in 10th, maybe too far off the top there, but Do Deposit are really running away with it at the moment. They have a very, very good amount of points, exactly where they want to be at this point in time as well, to be honest. So
yeah, it looks like SA Sad is coming up to either help the Raiders or help the defenders, depending on which one. Looks like Squad W is able to hold off Leonce right now from there.
Shots are flying. Shots are definitely flying. Who at though? That is the question. But you know, the raids they've calmed down a bit again. Seems to be teams still trying to get the best of their opponents, seeing how they're going to get into the bases, seeing how they're going to push forward. And there's been a lot of great defenses tonight. I mean, maybe 5-man's is like the midpoint where people don't know how many people to leave back at base, or if any, or whether they all push and raid. You know, it's one of those where teams have to be very smart with what they do.
It looks like both teams are going to be again booming from both sides of the base.
We can only see now. Boom's coming in. Places are being cleared. Maybe a TC to be shown very soon. Leonce, the team come out of nowhere. They're really brutally forcing themselves into this base. And now they're going to be trying to probably take out the beds, take out respawn points, and hope for the best. But you know, someone has just came in clutch there with the doors, closing the doors. Which is, well, it's definitely helped a massive amount. Because now the beds take more boom to get rid of. But nevertheless, you know, all the gear down the low. The TC though probably isn't there, but the base doesn't seem too large, so I'm sure the TC will not be far away from where they are attacking. Maybe in the core, maybe that's where we're looking at here, the core of the base. But here comes SASAD. What's the sad? Seems like they've just clicked the keyboard a couple of times, and that's what they came up with. Okay, I'm not one to judge for team names.
Yeah, we'll probably see a race to whoever finds the TC first between, yeah, Sassad or Leonce.
Yeah, interesting. Indeed. It's still a long time left to go though.
Oh, it looks like Sassad was able to come in and kill Lance, and now they're probably going to be, you know, again, it's just a rush to whoever could find the TC first.
Yeah. Now we're pushing even further on.
And at this point, we're just lobbing as many C4 as we can on every single option of where the TC can be placed.
Yeah, it's always good to get it over and done with quickly. Otherwise, you'll be waiting there for a long time.
Oh, yeah, Squad W was eliminated by Sassad. They were able to sneak in and kill Lance and get the points there for completing the raid against Squad W.
Yep, and there you go. That's all it took. Half the raid was done by one team. They came in, cleaned it up, and got the points, and that's all they need. Now they're sat third place. Still a lot of time left to go, but Do Deposit have got quite a lead there, and the likelihood is for Sassad to get themselves high on the front. They even need 2 more raids, or they could do with Do Deposit getting raided themselves.
Yeah, and just like what we saw of Squad W, once they fail raid, looks like there's already raiders outside of their base going for another hit while they're gone. I wonder if it's timed and planned out.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like Exet was able to be successful on this counter raid here. With what seems like AW trying to raid. We still have Due Deposit on the top with 286 points, followed by Followers at 229. But again, these points don't matter that much if they get wiped out, so it's going to be a rush to see. Well, with the full high qual base, this is going to be hard to breach into for sure.
It will be.
Well, yeah.
It is looking very strong from the outside. But you know, if you can get into the inside, you can break down that strong shell. And I mean, it would seem like that would be the strongest part of the base, therefore that would be where they'd place the TC. But you never know in these sort of situations, it could be placed anywhere.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of names here. There's a lot of action going on right here. But looks like that white is getting raided right now. Oh, we have Santa coming down the hill. Going to see if they could either counter raid or... Yeah, it looks like Capybara is the one that's initially started this raid. Yeah, it looks like Santa was able to come in and... Yeah, take their scrappy. So it looks like they're not going to be pushing in for the raid, but... And I believe this is Malding's base. Okay, so it is that white space. So... Yeah, it looks like they have control.
Eater though, Capybara's just waiting down there. Plane coming in. That white though, it is that white's property. Wonder where they're looking to go. Where they need to go.
Yeah, it looks like Santa's having some technical difficulties with the scrappy. I think they stole this about 2 minutes ago and are still trying to take off with the scrappy back to their base.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like we have followers. Looks like this is still HV Abuser's base. We've got a lot of teams outside. Oh, no, it's not. It's actually Jaja's base. Yeah, that would be pretty scary, getting raided from HV Abusers on one side and followers on the other side. One of the...
To come in again. More PvP action to happen. It is very interesting to see how it works. Now.
Yeah, what it sounds like is sounds like they're just trying to foundation wipe this base since it's a full high qual wall, but it seems like they forgot to upgrade a lot of the foundations. Oh no. Yeah, with so much boom going off, if we weren't running off of NASA computers, we would be lagging pretty bad here.
Yeah, indeed. Still no real sign of the TC though in the space, so there's still a lot of time left to go.
Yeah, and Judge is doing pretty good at holding them away from the roof, and which makes me think that the TC may not be on the bottom. So they might be pretty smart trying to hold off the roof. Looks like we still have HV abusers and followers inside all throughout the compound and base.
Looks like we do.
Yeah, almost able to defend, but yeah, now we have a third team, Solana, and Choppa's trying to come up as well. This is going to be very difficult here.
Everyone's trying to get involved, everyone's looking for a piece of this action, but it does seem like you know, it's only so long until they will be taken out.
Yeah, and it is, you do get a lot of points for kills, but I feel like a lot of these people are just risking their lives trying to see who could throw the C4 on the TC first. And get their name shot up on the top scoreboard.
Yeah. So far, I must say, an awful lot has been discovered. There is still many doors to search, many walls to shoot down, many C4s to be thrown until the TC will be found. But again, it's one of these door bases that we see a lot. Sometimes the players pick right, sometimes they pick the right path and they get lucky, but other times, you know, they're there for a lot of time. Just trying to find the right door, trying to break down the right barricade, shall we say, to keep them away from, well, from the danger. A roof raid all the way down there. Looks like they just kept shooting, didn't stop. But still no sign of the TC. And the TC is the prize money in this game. You're playing for the TC.
Yeah, you could just hear a base just absolutely getting rocketed. It almost sounds like Komomo's over here trying to ban a cheater, but it's just a raid against a Sockset.
Yeah, we've been watching this rivalry go on for a while now. Ordor and Sasket, since the patrol helicopter, it came all the way to both sides. I think it was Sasket raiding Ordor previously, and it looks like Santa may be getting involved as well. Maybe looking to find the raider, might be them making most of the shots actually there on that side, taking down most of the walls as well. No, never too late for the defense to happen, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good. They've been getting shot down quite a bit. Quite a lot of rockets gone into it, and not too much of that side at least left to hang on to. So maybe you know, if they've got it covered well and they know exactly where it's hidden, they can afford to lose that one side of their base. They might have to start to learn to live with it as well.
And it looks like it's a race between Santa and Ada of who's going to find the TC first.
Yeah, that's usually the way it always goes, to be honest. We always have these sort of events happen within the games, and it's just amazing to see what will happen. It doesn't. You never know. You can't predict anything in this game mode with these teams, because the team that look down and out, they can survive this next 40 minutes. Although this base does look completely shredded, it might take another 10-20 minutes before the actual TC is found, despite the fact that they're shredded.
Yeah, it looks like Santa was able to gain roof access, and I feel like once you get control of the beds and their spawn points, it's going to be very difficult to try to counter this raid, especially with two teams blowing in.
Yeah. And again, you know, PvP is happening on the roof. Santa are there. And that's a dangerous sight, you know. Santa, though, if we look on the leaderboard, they're 18th. Santa are not that high up. So
yeah, so this could be very good for them.
definitely needed. But do deposit again. Look at how much points they're ahead by. They are really, really far ahead. And it's doing really, really good for them as well. But only a couple of C4 to be thrown. Until we reach the TC, hopefully, when the C4 blows up the doors. But again, it's one of those bases, you know, there's that many doors that which can be here looking at the players, blow up doors for a considerable amount of time before they find this TC, and it could go on, as I said, for the next 20-30 minutes, just depending on how well hidden it is. And usually the way it goes in Rustoria base invaders with the observer and the caster is we make a move, we move away, and as soon as we move away the TC is found. And the thing is, it's not necessarily about how well placed the TC is, it just depends on where they've been raided from. So if Santa have raided from that side but it's on the opposite side from where they've raided, they need to go all the way around this circular looking base just to find that TC, and they'll be there for quite a while. But then you have the side of, you know, there's two teams raiding, Ordor from one side, Santa from the other, and eventually in the next, I'd say give it 5 to 7 minutes, they'll start to close in and both build a circle around, taking all the doors down as they move, spreading each other out, and eventually they'll find the TC, they'll find where the placement of that very important box is. And there has been a couple of occasions where the TC is out in the open and it is missed. But here's Capybara on that white, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for round 2, and it looks like they might actually have a little bit more coverage this time around.
Yep, and they've definitely pushed in further as well. Some familiar players there, Buga. One of the ones we see week in, week out for Capybara. Oh, and there you go. Sasket were eliminated by Santa just when we left. And shame that it was so quick and we didn't get a chance to swing back and find it, but it was found. And there you go, Sasket, one of the top 10 teams, and now defeated, and that puts Santa further up.
Very close.
13th, 106 points. And it's very close, the top. From, let's say, 10th down to 14th. Quite close. Those 5 teams are pretty close. And then it sort of spreads out from the top 8 when it reaches there. This raid's still going on. Jajaja not going to be able to leave their base for a while. HV abusers, Chopper, Solana, followers, everyone's getting involved with this one. Which could result in a very quick downfall for this team, Jajaja. But, in all fairness, they've still held off for quite a while so far. So, you know, credit. If they can keep themselves in the same position for 35 minutes longer, then they will have themselves a successful event. If you can call it that.
Yeah, it looks like HV Abuser is able to push into the very bottom, so if the core is in the center, or if the TC is in the center bottom, then yeah, it's not looking too good for Jaja. Looks like we have a little chase down of Jaja and Choppa, and Jaja's able to pick up the kill. Wow, with a lot of doors already blown off this base.
Yeah. They are not looking in the most comfortable position ever, but, you know, if they can just use what they have at the moment and survive for the next 35 minutes, they will be very happy and they'll have finished the event. And some teams only want to start small, you know, grow themselves up by finishing the event first and then making further moves. And this is one of those times.
Yeah, I haven't seen Dude Deposit in a while, but coming back, it looks like their base is looking pretty good and trying to push up towards Get Back's base. But again, I think that Get Back's positioning on the hill is really superior compared to Do Deposit. Just being surrounded by Messi and Get Back.
Yeah. What can we say? More shooting happening. Do Deposit still alive. They've been bombarded by Messi and Get Back for the entirety of the raid phase, and they are still going strong, still not found. And it does seem like if they keep in the same sort of way, they will be able to survive this entire event. But you never know. You know, a burst of raid would come in, and they might be out, which would be a shame for them. But they haven't really been able to leave their homes. Although, in the case of doing that, they have definitely got a hell of a lot of kills. And there's Black Siemens, 8 kill streak. And that's exactly what they need to do. And that is what's seen them first with a raid and a couple of kills.
Yeah, we got Dude Deposit pushing out of their base again. It looks like only 1 or 2 people left inside the base to defend. And we got Get Back coming up from the backside, so... Yeah, Dude Deposit is just not getting a break this time. It has been just non-stop for almost the past hour. But still able to protect their first place position. And followers very short behind.
Yeah, definitely. And I do think that, you know, if you can survive the event and you're a newer team and you can get from start to finish, and you've done a great job, and then you have something to work with, something to build off of going into the next one. But here comes heavy bullets into Loance's base, it seems. And it's another one of those bases. Quite clean inside, you know, a lot of doors, hundreds of doors in fact, to search in. And a raid that should be a long one. It doesn't seem like it'll be a speedy one at all.
No, it looks like it might be a battle of Sassad and Oxide trying to take over Lance's base. And if Sassad is able to get the TC on this and be successful, it's going to throw them up close to the top of the leaderboard. But Lance is not giving up.
Yeah. That's what you love to see. But again, you know, more shots coming in, more heavy fire. Loans not looking in the cleanest of positions ever. They've had better days. It'll depend on the next 31 minutes whether they survive the event or not. So far they are 8th place. And I think is it Sassad who are raiding them here?
Yeah, it looks like Sassad and Oxide. So they're getting hit from both sides here.
That's a painful one. 2 teams, 2 strong teams booming at your door. Obviously Sassad want to take this one here to push themselves much closer to the top 3. They'll be closer to followers more than anyone. Do Deposit are run away with it on kills, but there's nothing to say that Do Deposit will not win. Or, no, there's nothing to say that Do Deposit will not get raided. You know, 2 teams there looking to take those points. 2 teams, though, that, to be honest, I do think have had a pretty, you know, disappointing event. Get Back and Messi. You know, they've not really gone out and done as much as they usually do. Which is fine. I mean, if one of them do go out, then you have the risk of Do Deposit being at your doorstep. Which, you know, seeing how many kills they've got on the defense, I wouldn't fancy too much, to be honest. Taking a fight with them at your own base. It's all fun and games when you're raiding them. But that can change very quickly. And there's Sarge. You know, he's powering through here. Sarge taking out 2 players. Can he get the third? They are similar on the health, and it does affect
We got
Sergeant eventually.
HV that picked
Meet
up
Maker.
AK naked, and
Yeah.
again, it's just a fight to whoever finds a TC first. We have HV abusers and followers just trying to pound away through the space.
Yeah. And well, here we go.
And Jaja really impressively still defending this raid, even with such little. Wow, yeah. Takes out another followers group.
And they are looking to finish themselves off. Chopper, they're flying inside that base. Solana in the distance. Jar. They have actually gone quite far up on the old defense and kill points from what they've done so far. But it is Do Deposit and followers who look to be in the running here for the final 28 minutes of this event. Both of them very strong teams. But you know, Do Deposit may need to get raided to take them off their throne at the moment.
I mean, the amount of names you're able to see right here just in this one base, and it's been like this for quite a while now. It's no wonder that Jaja's been able to rack up so many points. I think you got followers pushing back in. Wow, and Jaja yet again able to take out one. Yeah, looks like just one of the raiders.
He is. And you know, this has it's been a very interesting event. 18 teams now remain, but it's been a very close one. A lot of teams haven't gone down, despite the amount of pressure they've been put under. They've managed to survive and keep all well, compared to where we usually are. But you know, that's what we love to see. Love to see teams fighting for what they want, and what they want is to survive the event. A lot of them, you know, if you're below, at this point, if you're below 6th place, you can class any chance of you having a shout pretty much off the window. But if you are top 6, if you're Capybara and Moulding, you need to be thinking, okay, we need to raid the top 4. Or the top 3, or you know, the top 2 at least. Because if you look at the leaderboard, from 3rd to 7th, well, from 3rd to 8th, really, it's quite close. But then, Do Deposit and followers are running away with it there in the 300s. Which is where those 2 top teams are really succeeding. But if both of them get raided, then, you know, it's a completely different question where this game is going to end. But it does rely on the fact that both of those teams, both the powerhouse teams, do get raided in this event. And by whom they get raided by.
Looks like Malding's trying to sneak off with the scrap heli. I'm curious to see what they do here, and it seems like it's mainly just about 3 bases that have been consistently getting raided. I mean, you have that White's group and Do Deposit, as well as oh, and I forget the other one, but yeah, it seems like just these 3 bases everyone's kind of focusing and teaming up on, trying to be the team that throws the C4 or is able to finish the TC off. Get those juicy points. Yeah, and that's right. The other team is Yaya, which is still able to hold off the raid.
You gotta love it. I mean, Yaya have been going for so long as well. Their base has been getting hit for a very long period of time, and it's always these players who are very exceptional. They'll come back and they'll perform better in another event, maybe even win it. We've seen these bases which get hit. The best have been a team that one week, I think it was Freemans, they were getting hit by 3 different teams. The next week they come back and they win an event. Just based off how strong they are with 3 people. You know, you double that, you triple that, depending on how many players we have in the teams. Absolutely madness can be unleashed, madness can be let off, and it's very interesting to see what actually happens from there. But nevertheless, you know, 18 teams left at this point in the game is quite impressive. And still not even half of the teams have gone down, so it'll be interesting to see if they start falling like flies coming into the final sort of period of tonight. And, well, the last event of today as well. It'll be interesting to see if they start falling or if we'll end with a lot of teams, which is something we don't usually see that often.
Looks like there's a lot more raids going on as well.
Layout's still getting raided. We've been seeing them get raided from 2 teams now for quite a while. It was Oxford and it was also Santa, I believe, but now Nurek seem to be in there as well. As I've said before, for Nurek to get to the top, they've got to kill Do Deposit and Followers, because those 2 teams are running away with it on the kills. But Followers, you know, they are still able to catch up to Deposit here. They just need a raid. A raid and kills from that raid, and they'll be right on the tail of Do Deposit.
Yeah, and from my understanding, it seems like Do Deposit hasn't even been doing that much raiding. It's been more of just a counter raid and racking up kills from protecting their base. As you can see, it still just looks like absolute trench warfare here, with Do Deposit pushing out and looks like countering the raid again from Get Back.
Yeah. And I mean, it's been like that the whole time, really. Get Back have had that hill. They've had the chance to shoot rockets down from the top to the bottom and really take down that wall. I mean, every time, and that's been a problem for Do Deposit, but they've managed to hold it off. They've managed to get the kills when they try to push down, Get Back and get into the base. They've managed to be on the ceiling, on the roof, getting the kills. But the only issue I have with Get Back's approach is if you have the high ground and you have that much leverage, yes, you know it's not on that side. You know it's not on the side you've been shooting at. But why not just tunnel your way through and shoot to the other side and see what you can find? But here we go. Get Back are on the base. Not anymore. Eclipse makes that an easy deposit. Now, Iron Bunny looks to be killed off 2, but he does get 2 players and then dies himself. Ed Tripler coming out. Big Poppy T looking to get some kills himself. He does get 1. Oh, and the second goes down. Big Poppy is able to take everyone out. And now he's in the base. And I mean, I wonder if inside the base is a bit mashed up as well. Oh, and he gets Joan again.
Yeah, he might be getting close to
Poppy has managed to take out near enough the entire side. And Ja was eliminated by Followers. Now that's a really big raid for Followers, actually, because it really gets them close now. And it's a raid, you know, we've been seeing, it's happened for so long. So many different teams have jumped in on it. And it was, in the end, Followers who took it. And I'm not being funny, but they've been really, really solid the entire way through, Followers. And they finally now got themselves very, very close to Do Deposit. Under 20 points now in the game. 16 points, I believe, puts the teams equal.
Yeah, and just a raid right next to them. Looks like that white is still being punneled. With lots of, I mean, yeah, you've got Capybara, Alda, that white. I mean, you've got 5 different teams. And it looks like Alda was eliminated by Capybara.
Now, this base is looking very topsy-turvy. And
yeah, it looks like there was a solo raid from Capybara snuck in at Alda's base while they were raiding. And
don't really know what to say much about this base. There's not many people around. It's been left entirely untouched. Despite the outside. The outside has been hit slightly.
Yeah, but that one's off the
maybe
that one's done. TC has been
possibly. But this base stands there alone. Either way, we will move on. Now, again, more shots are going to come in. Maybe the best Raider molding. It is the best holding on to the rockets and sending the boom in, so I'd assume it would be them. And I think they were the team that did the roof raid on molding, if I remember correctly. With a big gap in the middle of the base. But you know, different tactic, different to what we usually see about the teams. Roof raiding is very effective though, I must say. How it's worked, especially in this case, it's been a very good push forward.
Yeah, we have the
I'm
best
sure they'll be
just
delighted with how it's gone.
frantically throwing C4 on every single door that they could see, just in hopes to find the TC.
There you go. 400 points is reached by Do Deposit. Following 15 points behind his followers. And it might be another event that comes down to the last minute. The last seconds. A lot of kills to be found. And it's something we do see often, weekly. It's something that we expect. And it has been a very close event, I must admit.
Yeah, and I bet at this point you have followers that's just crossing their fingers, hoping that Do Deposit finally gets knocked out of the lead. But I'm sure Do Deposit is also a little bit nervous of followers so just following behind them in points. And I'm just tunneling into the foundation. Looks like it's going to start dropping a lot of the base here. We might see the TC get exposed. But the best still holding on to the roof and controlling roof access, while the rest of them are pummeling through the bottom.
More boom flying in. It is going to be therapeutic sound of... Maybe they're trying to go from the bottom and take the space all the way down. Eventually Purple gets taken out.
Yep.
As boom flies in, left, right and centre. Maybe they're just going to try and take the space from the bottom and down. It seems that's what the tactic is. Unless the TC is on the very bottom.
Yeah, it looks like only one foundation is really holding together the
interesting. I
core.
could imagine it to be. Maybe they're just going to take the base and, well, let's say deroot it from the ground and let it fall to pieces. It would hint that that is the way it would go.
Yeah, it looks like the best is trying to run back in after Malden kind of countering that raid there.
More red circles are popping up around the map. That white space, it seems now. They have taken a beating from a lot of teams here. A slapping one here as well. The base is pretty much wide open at this point in time. Not much is stopping anybody from just walking right in and having a pop at the base. And I assume that if any base was to go in the end of this phase, it would be that white because they have a very open base. But you never know, miracles happen. And teams that you think should go often don't go. And it does leave you confused about what's going on.
Looks like there was a raid attempt on Nurik, but it seems that they were successful in getting the raiders out of the base. Yeah, Capybara seems like he was trying to solo yet another base, but was not successful this time. Which is really throwing Capybara up to 4th place already.
Here we are. Again, there's this Leons. They've been getting hit and smashed for a long time. I'm surprised they are still with us, but you never know. They might be able to see this last 15 minutes out successfully. Nyorik, though, looking to push in there, take out the TC.
Yeah, it just seems like Nurik is out of boom. So he might just be waiting to go deep into the into the TC room, if lucky.
Yeah, maybe he's waiting for another team to come and do the work for him, the cheeky bugger, but maybe he's waiting for a teammate to bring up the back the reinforcements. You never know. And if Nyorik steal this, they do go third, so it would be very interesting indeed if they can get this. Make it very interesting last couple of minutes of the game, especially. You know, we do love the drama that happens in these events. It's always brilliant for us casters to watch.
And Dude Deposit's still able to hold their first place title. But again, looks like they haven't had much opportunity to go and raid themselves. It's just been more of a counter raid for the past hour and a half almost.
Yeah. I mean, is this Dude Deposit again? Yep. Their base is looking very hurt. Although
Yeah,
now the distance between both teams now at the top, the Deposit have run away with it a little bit. They are now ahead by 37 points, which is, you know, a bigger amount than we had about 5-10 minutes ago when it was just close at 15. It's a large amount. So Do Deposit now, you know, very comfortable.
And it looks like they're pushing up to finally get their shot at trying to raid get back.
Yeah, and they're pushing quite hard as well. 3 players already on the horizon. Maybe this is a tactic all along. And a raid would do it for them. 1 raid and they will have their victory. But they need to be careful that they don't get ahead of themselves here and leave their base wide open, because it will be an easy kill. They're all just chilling in the base. It's sad, maybe too little too late there though. If you get a raid, they are still, well, over 100 points behind here. So the raid will not do it for them. They need more than just that raid if they want to get themselves anywhere near. But with 10 minutes left to go, it doesn't seem likely at all.
Looks like that white was just eliminated by Santa, which threw Santa up to 9th place here. But this raid we've been watching for about 25 minutes or so has finally come to an end.
Yeah, I'm surprised it took that long. As I said, you know, trying to find the TC sometimes is the issue. Players either get lucky with it or they don't. And in this case, it looks like they didn't. But this is Capybara now. It's molding on Capybara, or I wonder. It's the best.
Yeah, it might be Capybara trying to sneak in and get another cheeky raid with the TC exposed right now. And that rocket just barely missing. It's just a rush. I don't even know if they could see it yet, but Maldin looks a little bit concerned just staring at his TC. Yeah, and just that gate right there. just barely blocking their view. And it's so close, but they're still not able. And Capybara should be able to see it right when they come in, but I don't think they have vision yet. Yep, there we go. That's going to throw Capybara pretty high up on the scoreboard there. And knocking out the best. Which is no longer the best.
Yeah. Some weeks they defend well there, though. They were caught sleeping. I don't know where they were. They weren't even defending their base. They just sort of took a nice hit away.
Looks like this might be Solana's base, which we haven't seen much from them. They're sitting down at 19th place, so if they're not able to defend this, this is gonna be a tough one to recover from. And followers getting this raid might throw them up extremely close to due deposit with only 8.5 minutes left.
They need it. They need it, and if they do, it will be magical. It'll make us run.
And Solana able to pick up a kill against followers. Yeah, it looks like Choppa is going for the raid on HV's base, but you know, HV has been extremely active with raids, but seems like they just haven't been lucky enough to be the ones to score on the TC. So still down at 17th place. Looks like they might be getting a bag timed here shortly.
Yeah.
I mean, once you gain control of the roof, it's a lot easier to just fight down.
It is. It is indeed. And the ball's flying down. And, you know, still a bit of time. Chopper are blowing everything up. They aren't going to get themselves a win.
No, it really comes down to if follower is going to be successful or not in the raid against Solana. Or if due deposit is going to be successful in raiding get back.
Yeah. I mean, interesting. But there's hate to abuse Cadbury's there. Give
looks
Baby
like they're
Walker
able
a
to
Eclair.
defend that.
A nice chocolate Eclair shot out in there. Eventually, a death. Solana followers are in Solana. Followers looking to end this. They are not messing around.
No, and they have 6 minutes to find the TC and potentially take over for first place. But if due deposit is able to successfully raid get back, then might secure them with their victory.
Yeah. We are looking now at the last 5 minutes. This raid needs to happen for followers to get themselves a shout at the top. And even with this raid, they still need more. They still need kills. So it will be interesting.
Followers is just frantically looking for the TC. Still not able to find it yet.
TC's still not out though, which is going to cause them some problems. Solana coming back to defend. They've got, there's not that many places to still look for followers. They just need to be fit. They need to be quick-witted about it. And it does seem like they're all leaving their base behind here. They're going for an all-or-nothing situation. It looks like
we got
molding.
Naked Santa up on the roof trying to get some of their boxes before Malden's able to securely defend this raid. Oh, and actually Malden is the one that's raiding Santa. So Santa's just not able to access that that box.
Eventually molding though. Takes the death. Falls to Santa, who now will be able to probably take 10th place safely. Maybe get themselves 9th if Get Back don't get any more kills, but it does seem like... Oh, Get Back are making a jump on Do Deposit. Here, they're just going to go for it. Big Poppy T's there. It'd be interesting if Do Deposit gets raided. Because then, if one of the top two get raided, then the other one will win. That's how close it is at the moment between the top two. They're both so high together as well. And if one of them gets raided, the other one will win. Despite whoever gets the raid, doesn't matter. And we are coming into now the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Been a very, very interesting, very, very action-filled event. People playing from all over the place here, causing problems, causing trouble, and really, really making a difference to their team's performance and status. I mean, a lot of the teams, there's some new players here today performing well. A lot of the teams were a jumble of different players, and it's worked really well. Followers, though, still not able to successfully take that raid, meaning that they are very... it's so close with the kills that they can just find the raid. It's just a matter of whether they can find the TC in 2 minutes, which, if they can't, then GG's next one. Just the way it is.
Yeah, it looks like Malden's doing pretty good at holding them back from raiding. But you do have Nikita pushing up to the wall, so I'm curious if Capybara is going to be able to sneak in and take the TC from them.
Yeah.
But the space is hardly opened up, and it's only 1 minute and 23 seconds left of the raid.
Yeah. That's what you love to see.
Looks like Followers still has control of Solana, but Solana is not going down easily, even though they're in 19th place.
I mean, it's gonna come down to the last second. This kills need to be made as well. But followers taking deaths, and it does seem like they will not find this base after all in the very end. Does look like they're gonna be finished off. I'm surprised that followers didn't go for Solana, much quicker. They've left it quite late to go for this raid, and maybe with a bit of luck they can find the TC, but again, 10 seconds, doesn't look likely, and it looks like the Deposit will be taking this event home with a solid 56-point differential. Probably will change when a couple of kills update in due course, but there we go, everybody. Do Deposit will be your winners of tonight's event. Very well played to them.
Yeah, the very ending of it had me really nervous if Followers was going to be able to pull off the victory or not. But Do Deposit was keeping first place throughout the whole event.
Yeah, they were a very solid team in the grace phase, and they followed that through all the way to the raid phase. You know, very well played to them. Obviously, the top 10 as well. Some teams in there that we do see week in, week out. Capybara are one of them. They did win an event the other week. Followers, you know, very well played to them. They were very close there. They were on the brink of getting themselves that TC, which would have put them very much closer than they were to do deposit, but do deposit did run away with it on the kills there. Obviously, if you look at the 89 kills with the 9 raid defenses, that is crazy amount of raid defenses. Obviously, a positive KD and only a single raid. So that just shows that you don't need to be a raid team if you want to win the tournament. You can defend 9 different times instead and rack up a total of 324 kills. And that's the way to do it, shown by the pros. Very well played, though, to them. They did a very good job there.
And then here in second place, we have Followers team, and they got very similar kills, but only 2 raids completed and only 3 raid defenses. So I guess it is a perk if you are based next to 2 other bases that continuously try to raid you and knock you out of the first place position. But Followers in a very close second place there.
Yeah, and I mean, they were also a team that pushed themselves forward and tried to cause some issues. But, you know, a very good performance from them as well. The kills were there. Witex, again, being a strong killer. I did say at the start we'd likely to see his name be on it. And, you know, another great, solid performance from second place. Very close as well. Now in third place, we do see Sassad, 3 raids, 3 defenses. Solid performance from them all around as well. Not as many kills, but it's still a positive KD. You know, the boys there did a great job as well. Not a familiar team with me, but maybe other people do know this team. I haven't seen them before myself. But, you know, great team. They got themselves there in third place. They were always around. You always seen them involved in the action. And they did a very good job. They were another good performance from them. Now, Capybara in fourth. 3 raids completed. No raids defended. Total kills positive again, 200 to 132. Nikita with the 73 kills, keeping the kill count very high for his team. No problems there. But, you know, again, another great performance from Capybara. A team that we do see win, you know, in the past. A team that are always here week in, week out performing. And now on to Nuric. You know, still got 307 points. It was quite close in those top, from third down to 7th. Well, down to 6th, really. But there you go. 1 raid, 3 defenses, 233 kills, 151 deaths. Going positive again on the kills. Every team so far, I believe, has gone positive on the kill death. So another great performance from Nuric, who were there. They maybe weren't as strong as some of the other teams, but they definitely were top 5 worthy. Especially with some of the raids and some of the killings that they did come and get on certain teams. In Moulding, the team that came second EU have been thrown off now by the Americans. They do end 6th. 5 raid defenses, maybe that was the issue here. And 1 raid completed. Their kills, they did go positive, but again, short differential of 30. You know, solid performance from them. They came 6th, but, you know, if they came second in EU, we know they can do better, and hopefully they do come back next week to show their worth, show their performance, and maybe improve. Very well played to them as well. Now we have Chopper, a team that we did see actually quite often. They were always around going for raids. Only 1 completed though. They were trying to get raids. They just weren't able to actually be the people to take over the TC. Maybe they'd have got a couple more TCs. They'd have been a different story. They'd have been higher up the leaderboard. But a very, very strong performance from a team. Inky, a player that we do see quite often. Again, very good performance from Chopper. Again, a positive KD. Get Back, the defensive warriors. This is the first one we have seen negative KD, but 3 raid defenses. They survived until the very, very end. And Get Back were the ones that were rocketing down on Do Deposit, but just weren't able to turn it over into a raid. So another great performance. Big Papi Eater guy we see quite often in the tournaments as well. Another solid performance. They were giving Do Deposit a lot of pain for the whole of the raid phase there, staying stuck to their base. But, you know, great performance there. Santa, 2 raids completed, 1 raid defense, negative kill death. Quite disappointing, really, in the end from where we seen them at the start. At the start, they started off really, really strong, a lot of kills. You know, they looked they were going to raid, and then from there, it just sort of went downhill. But another negative KD. Here comes HV Abusers, a team again we've seen quite often. They did finish quite low though. Another negative KD there. 3 raid defenses. They had to defend more often than not. And very good. Messi, another team we've seen in there. 1 raid defense. Negative on the KD again. But a team that, you know, that they could have done so much more if they'd been able to raid do deposit. Oxid, we did see them at the end there trying to raid Leonce as well. A team that's shown up, they were there. Still negative KD, just 14 kills though. No players that that I'm familiar with myself, but a very strong performance from Oxid too. And then finally, Solana, 1 raid defense, 72 kills, 137 deaths. Again, negative there. And again, only 4 players it seems there on the scoreboard, although there is 0 at the bottom. So only 4 players on the scoreboard. Maybe there was 5 at one point, but someone disconnected. But there you go. Solana survived from the end. Managed to survive, follows at the end. So very well played to them. Very well played to all the teams tonight. They all did absolutely incredibly well. And this evening, so this will be the end of tonight's event. I have been Ped. With me has been Y Guy. A big thank you to Kaz for doing the observing. GG in the behind the scenes with the stream work, and obviously Basin.